Excellent. Remember, fear is my ally. Oh, hello. My name is James, and welcome to Mirror Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines, where we cover all the trending movie news headlines of the day, upcoming movies for 2024. Abigail, it does rank in the top 10 horror movies of 2024, guys. That's quite the boast. We will talk about it and do a formal review of it today. Rebel Moon Part 2 opens up on Netflix. Zack Snyder has got some grandiose plans for Rebel Moon Part 6, but will it come into fruition? Eesh. Fantastic Four Logline. It's going to be something you've never seen before. Is it? I don't know about that. Star Wars Acolyte boasts lightsaber duels that will be rivaling the Darth Maul duel. And Taylor Swift releases her new album today. And yeah, we got a big lineup here today. That's cool. But let's start off with the really cool news of Fallout Season 2. It's official. Fallout officially renewed for Season 2 by Amazon, and I couldn't be happier. We did a full live reaction to the series. That's up on the channel right now, so I recommend that you go check that out. It's in 4 parts, so we watched 2 episodes in each video, and you can just tee it up, put a window of your own over mine, and we'll watch it together for the rest of time. I thought it was a great series. I was somebody who did not play the game, so know that about my perspective while I watched it. But I know storytelling, I know pacing, I know elements of character development, and it did it fairly well. I liked abstract storytelling, kind of like an Outer Limits episode kind of feel to it, but it was just incredibly well done. So this is good news. Season 2, Prime Video has picked up the acclaimed sci-fi series, which is expected to shift production to California. Okay. Well, I guess they got some salt flats or whatever there, right? They can make it sort of look reasonably the same. So, thumbs up for us, right? Best reviews ever, averaging 94% positive critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. So, and everybody else that I've seen, there has been a small minority out there of the die-hard Fallout fans that are like, that's not how that goes. That's not how this. But for the most part, even those people have acquiesced to kind of like the tone and feel of how the series came out. And I think collectively we all kind of went, yeah, this is some interesting stuff. The performances are really good. Ella Pornell right there is thumbs up. Walton Goggins as the as the ghoul, also fantastic. And it's got all these storylines going off in different places, and then they kind of tie in together. It's just a really well crafted story. And what's cool about it is that because it's so well written, they spent time developing the scripts. Each episode kind of leaves you wanting more. And that's the telltale mark of a good series. Because if, you finished an episode and it was like, well, I guess I'll wait for, whatever, I'll wait. Am I going to get to the next episode or not? No. This one, it leaves you hooked. And I was hooked right to the end. And my criticism of it, and that's still up on the channel, is that they made the not fatal mistake, but they made a critical mistake of leaving some loose ends there where they were hoping to get a season 2, and the gamble paid off. I call it a gamble, but it's a roll of the dice that you never know for sure if you're going to get a season 2. Luckily, we will. So I'm looking forward to it, and the rest of the cast is also really good. So thumbs up there. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments below. Chris Schober in the live chat says, cool, Fallout Season 2 is coming nice. Does Fallout Season 2 have a release date yet for it? No, not yet. I just watched the first 2 parts yesterday. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it is, Chris. It's really awesome. And I hope you at least check in to see what my reactions to some of your favorite parts are. See, this is one of the advantages that I have from other reviewers or reactors that just like edit their things down to like 20 or 30 minutes. I have it all up there. So if there's like a part that you want to see me react to, you can just go into that time code and just pull it up and say, "Oh, that's what he thought about this scene." Okay, cool. And that's one of the advantages of what I do here on Mirror Domain. So let's just see. This article does say that it's moving to California to benefit from tax credits. Okay, well, that's the business side of things. But yeah, it doesn't list, like, this is just the good news. Okay, we're going to get a season 2. I would imagine that they're working on the scripts probably right now, some maybe early pre-visualization kind of stuff. But thumbs up, man. What do you guys think? All right, let's get into my review for Abigail, because it's going to be opening this weekend, and I figure we might as well. I'm good, Chris. Thanks. Thumbs up. Just got out of the gym, burned off 1,000 calories on the treadmill. I'm ready to rock and roll. Okay. Let's make sure that I got all my materials prepped. That's not. They don't have an audience score in yet for that. Well, it's still early in the morning. Oh well. It's going to be high anyway. It will be high. I don't like this new layout for Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, I don't. Okay. What would Byfer say if he were here? He would say, high energy. Okay. Wait a minute. Did I pull up the IMDb? No, I did not. James, you got to pull up the IMDb. Yeah. Okay. Put up the movie review tab, James, because this will be cut out and put up later. Let's do it. Abigail is in theaters right now, guys, and I gotta say that it is a good movie, man. It's a good theatrical experience. It's from the guys who did Scream 5 and 6. They're called Radio Silence, and it's about a vampire girl. If you saw the trailers, it's revealed in the trailers. The synopsis reads, after a group of criminals kidnap the ballerina daughter of a powerful underworld figure, they retreat to an isolated mansion, unaware that they're locked inside with no normal little girl. And all of that's revealed in the trailer, guys. Melissa Barrera, Dan Stevens, Alicia Weir does a fantastic job as Abigail. I'll talk about her in length in a little bit, but it's got a great supporting cast with Catherine Newton, Kevin Durand, Giancarlo Esposito, and William Catlett. They're the kind of the crew that do the kidnapping, and on the surface of it, it seems like it would be rather cheeky, things that we've seen before, because this is the team that did bring us Ready or Not, about like a bride that gets invited to a home and then she's got to compete and fight for her life kind of thing. So it's kind of like shades of that mixed in with Let the Right One In, because it's a vampire girl. And if you like that tone, just know that what I said in my initial out of the theater reaction is that Radio Silence, the directors, they know their horror genre, and that pays off in the script. That pays off in the character development. It's not revealed that they've kidnapped the vampire girl into like 55 minutes into the film. And that would normally be a bad thing, like a terrible thing, because we know that it's going to be about a vampire girl, so just get to it already, right? That kind of mentality. But it's so well crafted that you want to see the banter between this crew, because of the actors are doing such a great job with it. Dan Stevens here, he's playing, and it's cool to see him just like stretch his muscles, because you know that his acting muscles, you know that he's got like this rather thick British accent, right? And it's got he does a good job, man. And then of course the standout is Melissa Barrera. She's kind of like our protagonist that we follow, And then the young girl, Abigail, Abigail, uh, when she starts to come out and do all of her dancing around, it's menacing, man. It's menacing. And I just left the theater with this big smile on my face going, holy, yeah, that, I didn't know if I would like it, but I did, because for all the things that you would have like apprehensions about, kind of like, well, that's just this tired story trope that we've seen before. This isn't really working. No, they make it work because the dialogue and because the character development and the pacing. The pacing is tight, man. It moves fast, which is good. Um, and at points there was one point in here where I was like, okay, now this is just stupid. This is really stupid. You got kind of like the upper hand now, and they give you a good reason to why they're not going to do the logical thing in that situation. That's how well crafted the story is. So you have these concerns watching it, but then when it unravels and things start to go awry and they really go off the rails, you're like, okay, I'm okay with this. Does it wrap up a little bit hokey towards the end? Maybe that could be one major kind of criticism that somebody could have, but it's so minor. That would be like a minor nitpick that would get washed away by how good the rest of the film is. So let's pull up my early score sheet and let's put in some numbers here. For Abigail, acting, directing, and story are out of a possible 2 points each. Cinematography and score are 1 point each. So acting. There's nothing in here that says Oscar worthy, but collectively 1.5 is where I want to start, and I could maybe bump that up to 2. I could. And the directing, great directing duo team here. And as I said, the pacing is tight. The cinematography is good. The use of needle drops in this score is also really good. And then just the dialogue, it's punchy, it's fun, it's quippy. It's like the top. Remember how dialogue used to be in the MCU when it used to be like that edgy kind of like, yeah, they're being funny in a serious situation. It's like that. It's not like Thor: Love and Thunder. Story. Fairly simple, straightforward story. It does have some twists and turns that it tries to make towards the end. And at the end, I felt rather satisfied. So I'm going to give 1.5 across the board there. Cinematography, it's competent. I'm not going to give it a full point because at points it is a dark film. And I don't mean dark in its subject matter. I mean like darkly lit. Like if you watch the trailers online on YouTube, you can tell there. Like for my straight out of the theater reaction, I had to brighten the footage because it's just so dark. So that may not be appealing to some people. It worked for me. But the score was really good. I'm going to give a score a full point here because it's worthy. It's totally worthy. So that's putting us around a 6.10 for now. Let's go over to the Rotten Tomato meter and see what people are saying about Abigail as of 10:40 in the morning on Friday. Abigail, 83% by critics. No audience score yet, but I'm thinking that the audience is going to be high up there too. It's just going to be like, okay, if you like horror, this is going to be like your bread and butter. Is be like, this is what horror should be the standard for like theatrical horror movies, right? Let's see what some of the snapshot reviews are now. Rotten Tomatoes recently retooled their website, so it's kind of like we have to roll with the punches here. I don't like the new layout for Rotten Tomatoes. But let's just see what we got here. Let's see here. Digital Spy, Football Mania. Well, a lot of people that didn't really like it, huh? Okay. Boston Hassle. Abigail, who, while lacking some of the punch of Ready or Not, feels much more like a successor to that film than either of the team's last two. It's good to have them back. Well, I don't know about that. That seems kind of weird. Screen International, top critic. Here we go. Directors Matt Bettinelli, Open, and Tyler Gillette bring a crowd-pleasing energy to this gruesome, slyly funny mix of genres, Although an overly complicated story and underwhelming characters drained some life out of the proceedings. Really? No, I thought Kevin Durant, if you know him from like The Strain and stuff like that, he's always like that kind of even like Lost. He's a little bit like the character from Lost, where he's the muscle. But he plays it in a different kind of way, and I liked it, man. I dug it. So a lot of people did. Mad Wolf says it's fun though, and when it decides to finally get bloody, it may not leave a lasting impression, but it definitely makes a mess. Yeah, it definitely is. New York Times, a horror flick that's serviceable enough to make you occasionally giggle or flinch, yet it's also so aggressively unambitious that it scarily seems worth griping about. Well, okay, that is a good criticism, and I want to address that because I sort of talked about that. It's aggressively unambitious, and that goes to what I was saying a little bit about, uh, you know, it takes like a good hour to get to the point where okay, we finally the crew finds out that she's a vampire. It does take a bit of time to get there, but as I said, I like the crew and I like to see them interact with each other, trying to do some jousting to figure out who can we trust or that kind of thing. So there was like a little bit of paranoia stuff in there that worked for me, but it didn't work for everybody else. For a lot of people, Variety. Wait a minute, Variety gets 2 reviews. See again, see this is a glitch in Rotten Tomatoes. You don't have to constantly reinvent your website, Rotten Tomatoes. Oi, Variety, Dracula, among other things, is the most metaphorical character in horror film history. And I guess his daughter could be too, but not in a film that turns bloodsucking into a form of professional wrestling. Well, if you know the trailer, I don't know what did you think you were signing up for? Jeremy Johns trusted. There we go. Uh, Fellow vampire fans, rejoice! This absolute blast of a film was made for you, and that's what I want to try to echo and champion as well. Good. Well said, Jeremy. Well said. All right. Do we want to find Matt Donato? Grace Randolph liked it. If you care what she says, William Bibbiani liked it. Sharply combines multiple genres and tropes, a few of which are on actual surprise and scripts them into bloody blast of a movie. Yeah, it had shades of like Cabin in the Woods. If you like that kind of flavor, it's like that, guys. Uh, and I like Cabin in the Woods. That was a lot of fun. Okay, Donato. Let's see, where are you at, man? Where are you at? Did you not post yours yet? Okay, yeah, he did. Matt Donato. Uh, it's stupendously gory, devilishly funny, and boasts all the trademarks of an excellent popcorn movie. Exactly. Yeah, you just want to sit there in the theater with your bag of popcorn and go, okay, okay. Um, Ooh, I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, that kind of thing. Does it try to reinvent the lore of vampirism? Maybe just a touch. Uh, it kind of pokes fun at itself as to, well, what kind of vampire are you? Are you one that is affected by garlic, or that it has fun with it? And that's what you want from a horror movie about a small vampire girl taking out a bunch of kidnappers. It's kind of like, do you want any of them to survive? Do you? Do you really? Or do you want to see her just like wreak havoc? And that's what you get with Abigail. And 86% by the critics, huh? Well, or 83 by the critics so far. Let's wrap up my score sheet here and my watchability factor. So, if you like the trailers, you like the premise, it's worth checking out. It's definitely worth checking out in the theater because, as I said, it's dark. But at least when you're in the theater and everything else around you is dark, uh, then it's no big issue. I would say watch it with a crowd, and it would be totally something I would revisit. Totally, 7.5 for Abigail. But do I want to give it any more? Where would I give it? And I think I am going to boost that acting up to 2 points to give myself an 8 out of 10. And that's where I'm feeling good about this, guys. Yeah. And I might even say that I could put this in my catalog and bump up the watchability right to 2 points and give it an 8.5. It's just a pleasant surprise. It's a nice little, oh, this is a cool little thing that came out here in the midst of April. Abigail, 8 out of 10. Are you guys interested in going seeing it? Did you watch my straight out of the theater reaction? Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and we will talk about it. Hey, if you like this kind of thing, you like to talk about movies and watch series, come join us here on Mirror Domains, because we do full series reactions for things like Fallout. We just got a news that there's going to be a Fallout Season 2, so that's awesome. We're going to wrap up Reacher Season 2 today. And of course, then, yeah, my movie review will be chopped up and put up on the channel later on. But we got movie reviews for Civil War, The First Omen, Monkey Man, trailer reactions for Maxine and Joker 2, full movie reactions for Roadhouse. We haven't done a full movie reaction in a little while since Roadhouse, but of course, then we do movie news throughout the week where we talk about all the big trending movie news headlines of the day. So, hey, if this is your bag, come join us here. We post lots of shorts, lots of opportunities for you guys, the fans out there, to interact with me and have your input. All right, that's it. If you like what you've seen, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Ooh, I haven't said that in a while, have I? Okay, let's put some live comments here. Whoops, that's not the live comments, James. That's live comments. I enjoyed it. Give it a 5 thumbs up, James. Yeah. Chris Schober says, I watched this movie. It's a pretty interesting film. It's a pretty violent movie, though, and bloody fun. Yeah, it is violent because of people getting dispatched in gruesome ways, for sure. Um, isn't Rebel Moon Part 2 Scavenger already on Netflix, James, because the official release? Yes, Rebel Moon Part 2 did get released today, and we are going to be talking about that in just a few minutes. Well, why not right now, James? Because I'm just getting my act back together. Hey, if you like this kind of stuff, also join me on all the other social media handles posted there. We're on TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, uh, lots of good stuff. So, let's talk about what's opening up this weekend. All right. Opening up this weekend is Abigail. We just did our formal review for it, and that's up on the channel by itself now, so you can go check that out if you want to. You guys know that. And the other movie that was supposed to open up was Ministry of Ungentlemanly Affair, or Warfare, sorry, Ungentlemanly Warfare. Unfortunately, if you live in the UK and Canada, we don't get to see it. And that sucks. That sucks. I go to my theatrical listings here. I search all over, and yes, it's corroborated here from a Canadian. We are not going to be able to watch Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, which sucks because I really like the trailer. That's that new Guy Ritchie film with Henry Cavill, Alan Richardson, and like it's the formation of MI6, and it's kind of like it's only playing in the United States, from what I understand. And it said that it's going to be on Prime. Uh, I don't. I thought it would be Prime today, but I just checked my Prime this morning. Uh, I have a Prime Video subscription. I plan to see the Ministry of Warfare in theaters before hearing this. The situation is a bummer. Yeah, I gotta echo it. I gotta echo that sentiment. It sucks. And I don't know why it would not be in the UK if it's about the formation of the MI6. Like, what reasoning is that? I don't. It's just. And usually, stuff that gets released in the U.S. market also gets released in the Canadian market, so they can get like that full umbrella of the domestic box office, right? Because I would go and see this now. I would go and see this afternoon if I could. But it's kind of like, guys, why is it not there? So if you're wondering why I'm not talking about it, why I'm not going to be publishing a review for it, it's because of that reason right there. But let's talk about Abigail, because it's hitting a lot of people's marks in a good way. Melissa Barrera is here to stay and proud of finishing Abigail while dealing with Scream firing. Oh, yeah. Uh, the directors of Scream 5 and 6 worked with Melissa, so they brought her over to work on Abigail, and she shines, guys. She's a movie star. She is. I don't know if she's got like Jennifer Lawrence, Charlize Theron like range, but she's got like at least the Scream Queen range. Um, so yeah, uh, and whenever she's on the screen, when I was watching Abigail, I don't know if it's her eyes, uh, but whenever she's on screen, you're just locked in to whatever she's doing. Uh, like I don't know if it's just her complexion. It's just like I want to look at you, James. You can't say that. That's not very PC, is it? But anyway, yeah. If you didn't know, she was fired, so it's good to see that she still got work. She was released because she was posting stuff about that war that's going on right now. That's escalating. So it ruffled a lot of feathers of some people out there, but she's taking it in stride, which is good. Um, and I'm going to champion her right to free speech. And hey, she's a good actress and puts good stuff up on the screen. Melissa Barrero would love to get meta with Scary Movie 6 after her. Yeah, Scream 5. Now, yeah, they're changing direction for Scream 7. We know that we're going to get Sidney Prescott back. Nev Campbell's going to return. Um, so it's kind of like they've kind of closed off that chapter, right? So when we do our full live watch along for Scream 6, we're going to watch it with that mentality that we're done now with the Melissa Barrera role and the Jenna Ortega storyline. It's going to migrate back to Sydney. So uh, her and yeah, we did get an announcement last week that they're going to reboot the Scary Movie movies for some reason. I don't know why. Uh, because they just got ridiculous and stupid by the end. But hey, if she was up for that, she's just a trooper. She is a trooper. And I can't echo Radio Silence, how good it is. Uh, just go see it, guys. You won't be let down. Even if you don't want to pay full price, go see it at a matinee and have a big bag of popcorn and just laugh. Like it's like Cabin in the Woods, Evil Dead 2. It's like that cheeky kind of horror to it, and it's just like it's a fun time. It's a fun time. Um, I'm really puzzled by that Ministry on Gentlemanly Affairs. I don't understand it because 71% by critics. What was Abigail? Abigail was 83%. 71%. Um, I wanted to watch this movie. I do. I don't know where I'm going to be able to find it, but I'll keep my eyes out. So that's what's opening up in theaters. But what else is opening up is Rebel Moon 2 on Netflix. Let's go over the tomato meter. Rebel Moon Part 2. Yeah. 12%. That's, ooh, 12% for Part 2, guys. That's Zack Snyder. This should erase any doubts that we're going to get more. I just like Netflix is probably just put this one out and they're like, okay, hopefully enough people will watch it. It's not this is not a property that's going to make people sign up for Netflix to watch it. It's not because it's getting trashed. And what the heck is going on with Charlie Hunnam in that accent? I Zack Snyder and his slow mo button, his slow motion button. I'm gonna guys. We are going to finish our Reacher series reactions this afternoon, but I am not prioritizing Rebel Moon Part 2. Like maybe tonight, if I feel like it, I'll get online and take a look at it. I just, I don't want to. Rebel Moon Part 2 debuts with Zack Snyder's career worst Rotten Tomatoes score. You guys had time to retool some stuff, to re-edit it. Like, what should have happened after December when Part 1 dropped? The producers should have just said, Snyder, you're out. We're recutting this movie again. And then they try to salvage something out of it. But you know how those baseball games, like if there's a bad call on the field and the manager will come out and say, all right, guys, um, we're going to play the rest of this game, but we're going to play it under protest. That's the way I'm going to be watching Rebel Moon Part 2. I'll watch it, but I'll watch it under protest. But if I like what I see, I'll change my mind. I will, and you've seen that before many times, uh, where I've been like, I really don't want to see this movie, and I come out and I'm like, okay, it wasn't that bad. It's happened before. So yeah, 12%. Why? I just, what do we know what happens? Ed Screen or Skrine, whatever, the bad guy gets resurrected, and they're gonna fight again, and she's gonna definitively kill him probably in this one. What else is there left to say, right? So we know we did a story yesterday that Zack Snyder has these grandiose plans for wrapping it up in 4 to 6 films. No, guys, no, absolutely not. You would have to be insane as a movie producer. You'd be throwing your money away. And I commended him yesterday for having like the ambition for it, but you're not going to be able to do it. It's done. It's dead on arrival. Rebel Moon Part 2, 12%. You really think you're going to get to a 6th film with 12% ratings? And Rebel Moon Part 1 didn't have some really good ratings either, so it's laughable. And anybody who entertains that we're going to get to 4 or 6, it's laughable. It's just I, I, I just no, it's not, no, guys, no. Zach, you need to take a break. Maybe you need to not write movies. Like, is that it? Is it, he's not good at writing movies? He's a visionary for sure. He's got a, a style that works at times, but he should not write movies, I think. Which sucks because I know there's people that go to bat for Man of Steel. I like B versus S, and I do like the Snyder cut of Justice League, but even him himself says that he's got problems with a sucker punch, right? Um, Stick with stuff like what put you on the map was your reboot of uh, Dawn of the Dead, but that was a source material that was already there before, so you reworked it. Go to back to trying something like that, right? Zach, Army of the Dead was kind of like meh, serviceable. But I think it's time to put this pooch to bed. Rebel Moon, guys, what do you think? Are you excited? Are you going to watch it today? Maybe I'm dead wrong. Maybe I'm going to eat my words, and I will. I'll eat my words if I watch it and it's good. But one more Zack Snyder story here. Well, we were talking about B versus S and stuff. Apparently, Zack Snyder had courted Leonardo DiCaprio for Lex Luthor. Uh, wow. Okay, would that have worked? Would it have saved the movie? No. Uh, it's just you don't kill Superman in your second movie out. You, but it would have been kind of interesting to see Leonardo DiCaprio take on a role like that as Lex Luthor. Uh, yeah. So he said, I think so. Adding, he had a lot of great ideas actually, just in the meeting. I think in the end he was like, I don't know. But he was really smart about the material and really smart about the character. Well, we know this about Leonardo DiCaprio because he mentored um, Timothée Chalamet recently, saying that stay away from comic book movies, which is a choice for actors out there. He's one of those actors that's kind of like, well, that kind of material is not for me. So I don't know how serious to take that, that he, I'm sure they had conversations and that's about it. But I don't think he actually had any serious intent to become Lex Luthor. Um, but comic book movies can win awards. They won Joaquin Phoenix, Heath Ledger, the Oscars, and we know that it seems like DiCaprio is always on that hunt for his next Oscar, right? We'll see. I don't know. He's going to be in that Sinatra movie coming up, so I just thought that was an interesting headline. Thought I'd pull that one for you guys. All right, Chris Schobert in the live chat saying, just imagine how much the score is for Rebel Moon 2 on IMDb, James. I might just watch it. Well, there's that angle too. If it's so bad that you got to check it out just to see how bad it is, like there is that crowd out there too. So there are going to be viewers. I just don't know how many people will be coming away from it going, guys, you got to check this. No, I don't think there's going to be anybody like that at all. Like, what are the three types of bad? There's funny bad, and then there's like bad that it's you got to check out to see how bad it is, and then there's just bad, and Rebel Moon seems to be bad, right? Anyway, let's wash that taste out of our mouths by talking about something I'm excited for: the new Furiosa movie. Anya Taylor-Joy strikes a wasteland conquering pose as Furiosa in new magazine covers. Cool. Let's check these things out. And guys, I did watch the trailer again on the big screen. It works for me. Uh, uh, watching it on watching trailers on YouTube and stuff. I just watched with Doug Walker over there on Channel Awesome posted a treatise about this, uh, about how watching trailers like here and doing trailer reactions loses a little bit of that communal experience that you would have in the theater, right? Where you watch it for the first time and something just like totally wows you. You miss that, right? The trailer for Furiosa on the big screen worked for me. Like I didn't have any issues with the visual effects, but people called out the visual effects on the smaller screen. So anyway, some new covers here. I'm looking forward to it. Looks good. I like the color palette. That one doesn't really work for me. I like the first one better. What do you think? Number one? Number two? Number one? Which is better? One or two? One or two? What am I taking an eye exam? Yeah, I don't know. But total film looks good, man. Furiosa. When does Furiosa come out, James? Well, Furiosa comes out next month, guys. Furiosa, Mad Max Saga, Chris Hemsworth. May 24th, so just over a month away. But it's going to be a highlight of May for me because I really liked Fury Road. And I hope it's a good return to form. Well, what do you mean return to form? Miller always delivers, I think. Has he ever put out a bad film? Babe, Pig in the City, maybe? People like that. Why not? Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Chris Hemsworth, Dr. Dementis. Tom Burke is our. He's playing Immortan Joe, right? No? Rictus Erectus, Nathan Jones. All right. Well, we'll get into it. In the next couple of weeks, the marketing for that movie is going to be ramping up for sure. Sydney Sweeney. This article caught me by surprise, actually, because I thought that Sydney Sweeney's career is going up there right now. Sydney Sweeney claps back at producer who said she's not pretty and can't act. Carol Baum. See, now this is a problem, guys. There's people making movies who just don't seem to understand making movies. And it must be because they've got either a business background, they know how to work money, or they have money, and they say, well, I want to make movies. But they don't really understand the craft of acting. They don't understand the craft of putting a story together, looking at a story wheel, looking at character arcs, character development. They don't understand any of that, but yet they produce movies. Hollywood's full of people like that that don't understand that aspect at all. Uh, so when somebody says that Sydney Sweeney can't act, did you watch any of her works? Um, are you? I get tones of jealousy when you say things like "not pretty." Uh, I think most guys would crawl across razor blades just to say hello to her. So what are you smoking, Carol Baum, known for movies like Father of the Bride and Dead Ringers? That kind of producer boggles the mind, and that's that old dinosaur mentality that has to go. And as Kurt Cobain said once, those old dinosaurs, they've got to go. They will die. They'll die out. Harsh critique. And you're a woman. You're attacking another woman for the way that she looks on screen. What are you doing? What are you doing? Sweeney called it shameful, and she should. So this is just another one reason that I have to champion Sydney Sweeney as a creator, an artist, um, somebody who wants to get involved in her field. I understand that she's got like a production company that she's got going called 50/50, where she looks for equal treatment for people, right? Perry Nemiroff posted like a quick little short about it, her where she got the name for 50/50 because she wants to be equal. She wants to be equal with everybody, right? If we get involved in something, we're going to split profits and everything, responsibilities 50/50, right? She seems like a smart girl too. She can act. If you haven't watched Immaculate, guys, she goes to some really far places in that movie, and it makes me curious about seeing her roles in Euphoria, which I hear she's also good in White Lotus. But Immaculate's where I really got to see her. Uh, Madame Web. Everybody was not good in Madame Web, so don't base it on that. What has she got to say here? Nobody answered about the actresses. After asked, Baum said nobody had an answer. Well, that's a really good question. That's a very hard question to answer because we went all in to get the movie made, and who walks away from a green light? Nobody. I won't. I know your job is to get the movie made. Yeah, and everything I hear about her, she's smart. She's like Margot Robbie, that's producing her own stuff now and taking her money and reinvesting it into herself and stuff like that. And that's what you need to do. That's what you have to do now these days because you bump heads with these dinosaur executives that just don't know their head from their own ass. There, yes, I said it. All right, let's move on. Fantastic Four logline. Is it a logline or is it a quote? Let's take a look. Joseph Quinn says, "Fantastic Four will combat superhero fatigue and is very different." Where have we heard that before? Where have we heard that before? Just for the marketing for Marvels, was it Nia DaCosta? Marvels is going to be totally different from any other movie we've seen in the MCU. No, it wasn't. What are you smoking? I know you got to say stuff like this, and I wish they would stop saying stuff like this. It's going to be very different. No, it's not. It's an MCU film. It's going to follow a very strict formula. What do you mean very different? Oh, it's going to be taking place in the 70s or the 60s or whatever. That doesn't make it totally different, man. So I know that you're part of the property. I know you should be excited about it. I know that there are some people out there that are excited for the Fantastic Four. But as I said the other day, I'm just kind of like, I won't be excited until we see footage from it, until we see how what the tone is going to be, kind of thing, right? I got nothing against the cast as actors, but I kind of get, I'm fatigued by people saying that each MCU movie we're going to get is going to be very different, and it's going to be brand new, and it's going to reinvigorate the superhero franchise. I'm tired of it. That's part of the burnout that's happening. That's contributing to the fatigue because you promise very different, and it's not. It's not. So it's just I got to take it with a grain of salt. Vanessa Kirby there is our Invisible Woman. She just had a birthday the other day, so happy birthday to her as well. Hi, are you guys? I know there's got to be some people excited for Fantastic Four. I'm just, I'm. Uh, what did Harloff say the other day on Star Wars? And we're going to talk about Star Wars here too. He had a great analogy. He said that it was a sports analogy about liking teams, and if you don't know, Toronto Maple Leafs haven't won anything, right? But it's like that. You're still a fan of the team, but you want to see them start to win again. You want to see them hit home runs, right? And that's where I am with the MCU. I want to see them start to hit home runs again. Um, but people like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, James. Yeah, I know, but uh, it's just not there. Well, let's see. What do you guys think about that? Do you believe Joseph Quinn? Star Wars Acolyte comes out in June, right? The Acolyte hopes to top Darth Maul lightsaber duel from the Phantom Menace. Uh, well, that's a grandiose hope. Can it? From all the duels that I've seen from what Disney has produced, no, you can't. You know why? Because you had Ray Park, a swordsman, a talented martial artist as Darth Maul. Does Acolyte have anybody like that working? No. So and you had Nick Gillard. Get Nick Gillard. There you go. And he's still out there. Why aren't you using him? Uh, he knows what the lightsabers are supposed to do and the way they're supposed to look. And guys, here's the thing that's wrong with the Acolyte, and I'll go back to the lightsabers. It's about the lightsabers. It's because they look like flashlights. They look like this, like you could practically see the seams uh, in the plastic around the fluorescent light. So uh, yeah, this is what I want to show you. There's just it doesn't feel like they'll cut anything because I'm just looking at a light bulb. Because some special effects supervisor said, well, you can't have a blue lightsaber and not have it reflect light off the face of somebody. That's not what it should look like. What do you mean that's not the way that it should look like? George Lucas made lightsabers. He designed them. He wrote about them. So maybe they don't reflect light because they're so powerful, they suck in all the light around them. And because now that they are using light bulbs, actors have said they don't have this. You can't, like, was it Ewan McGregor said it himself? You can't swing it around like the way that they used to when they were making things like the Darth Maul fight, because they were just using the sticks and everything was rotoscoped out and put in later because they wanted to actually hit people with them, right? So you got to get past that hurdle, and until I see that, yeah, like, don't get hung up on little things like, oh, it's got to reflect the light to the face and that makes it more realistic. No, you're changing things for unnecessary reasons. There's a reason why you need to have those swords hit each other for practice, so they know what it's going to feel like, right? Kind of stuff. And it's just, it hasn't translated at all. Um, and I know I'm in the minority on this, but guys, Star Wars is my favorite franchise of all time. It's something that I've watched hundreds of times. Study the material, study technical books. So it's kind of like Disney. I don't know if you can, please. But it's kind of like uh, just like look at the image there. Like, that looks so different to what's here, right? Ah, anyway. We'll see. Are you guys still? I'm not really that excited for the Acolyte. We're gonna watch it. I'll sign back up for Disney Plus, and we'll watch it when it comes out. We'll do series reactions to it. But if they kill Carrie Ann Moss in the first episode, it's gonna wipe out a lot of people. All right, let's move on. Guys, this is entertainment news, and if you don't know, I'm a big Taylor Swift fan. So Taylor Swift adds 15 songs to the Tortured Poets department with surprise release the anthology. Now, guys, this does give me a little bit of pause because I had ordered the limited edition black uh, version of this album on vinyl that should be arriving hopefully by the end of the month here. So, did I order the double edition or not? I'm going to be a little bit upset if I get my copy of my vinyl copy and it's only the 12 songs. When I looked on YouTube Music this morning and it's got the full, like, was it like 25 songs on it or something like that? 2 hours of music. So I'm expecting the double album when I get it in the mail, guys. Otherwise, I don't want to have to buy another vinyl to get that. That would feel a little bit like you took advantage of me, Tay Tay. That would feel like a little bit of a betrayal, but yeah, hopefully not. We'll see. It's a 2 a.m. surprise. The Tortured Poets department is a secret double album. Swift wrote on Instagram. I'd written so much tortured poetry in the past 2 years, and wanted to share it with you all. So here's the second installment of TTPD, the anthology. 15 extra songs, and now the story isn't mine anymore, it's all yours. The anthology. So everybody who pre-ordered that just got duped. They got to reorder this one as well. That's sort of what I'm getting. I don't know. So there's going to be a music video dropping later tonight. Will I react to it? Probably. I was going to do a full live listen to it, but it's like, if it's 2 hours of music, guys, do you really want to sit here and listen to me? Well, because I can't play the music for you guys because of YouTube copyright. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna. I got to figure out how I'm gonna do that. Yeah, but I'm gonna give it a good listen, and I'll maybe just give you some snippets of my reactions to the songs that I like. What are my impressions of the album? I'm looking forward to it. All right, where are we at? 54 minutes. Let's take some live comments here. Chris has been chirping here. He says, "I can't choose which one, James. Those magazines, they both look incredible." About the Furiosa, yeah, they do. I like the vibrancy of the color palette that they were using for those Furiosa. It's like the muted gray brown colors, but then it's got the vibrant orange there. Yeah, I dig it. I heard the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie runtime might be 2 hours and 26 minutes. No, I don't think it'll be like that. It's a kids movie. Kids can't sit there for 2 hours and 2.5 hours. That would be the first Sonic movie that long runtime. No, I don't think it will be like that. Chris also says those lightsabers that are going to get Star Wars. Those lightsabers that we are going to get for Star Wars Acolyte. Oh, okay. But you know the toys that you can't get with the replica ones that do have like that plastic beam on them. That's what the new lightsabers look like. So it just looks like you took it off the shelf from Toys R Us and let the actors have it. That's what they look like. I'll always complain about that to the end of until they fix it, and it looks like they're never going to fix it. So, I you think you would want continuity, right? They never reflected off people's faces before, so why do you feel like you need to do it now? And nobody cares about that. They don't. Anyway, Uh, they care about it, the fights looking cool, and if you're going to sacrifice it just for the aesthetic reason, then no. Anyway, let's talk about Netflix's upcoming slate. Squid Game, Cobra Kai, Night Agent, and more Netflix shows are set for the second half of 2024. Now, I was a fan of the first Squid Game season. So when season 2 drops, guys, we will be doing full live watch alongs. I would go back and rewatch the other ones with you guys, but it's kind of like episode 6, man. Uh, that, it would be hard to do that again and have a genuine response like that. Oh, kind of like wow, like yeah. So, but we'll pick it up. We'll watch that. What else? Cobra Kai, Night Agent. I don't watch the Night Agent, but it's slated for later this year, right? Cobra Kai, Outer Banks, Emily in Paris. Not much there. Move on. Oh, Chris, this one will affect you, man. Target greatly reducing physical media on shelves next year. So Walmart has gotten rid of them. Target's now going to get rid of all the DVDs and stuff. You're, basically, the only way that we're ever going to get like physical media anymore is going to be kind of like at uh, pawn shops and online. So you have to get them through Amazon and stuff. And the problem with going through Amazon is that you think that you're buying a legitimate Blu-ray for something, and it's just a knockoff. It's a bootleg, right? And that's no good. Let's see. Where's my list? Yeah. So I was looking at Clue there the other day, which is good, but you never know if it's like official or not, right? Because I want Clue. Clue is such a fun movie. This is like one of my. If you're having a bad day and you just want some laughs, you watch Clue. uh, but yeah, Target getting rid of physical media. It is a dying thing. Um, what I would say is that if you can get like a Blu-ray player or I want a 4K player because I want to get a 4K TV, but it's kind of like it could be hard to get even the playing devices for them because everything's digital. So maybe one of these days I'm going to have to run out to Best Buy, get the 4K disc player, and just hope that it lasts. I don't want to buy two of them and have one in storage in case for when it craps out. But yeah, harsh times for people who like physical media. Next. Oh yeah, I should have put this one up with the other one. Every original movie coming to Netflix in May. So are we going to do some watch-alongs? Unfrosted. No, I don't watch Jerry Steinfeld. I never found him funny, guys. Down the Rabbit Hole. Spanish film. Mother of the Bride. Brooke Shields. Rom-com? Yeah. Brooke Shields is the timeless beauty, isn't she? Thelma the Unicorn. Atlas, May 24th. J-Lo up in space, right? That's one I want to watch. Because I liked her movie last year on Netflix, The Mother. We watched that one together, right? And that one was fairly good. Uh, so yeah, we had Adam Sandler in space earlier this year on Netflix, and now we're gonna get J Lo in space. Why not? I'll watch that. My Oni Girl. I don't know what that is. Anime. A part of you. All right, so that's it. So we'll have to circle Atlas, May 24th. Is that all we got in the can for today? It is. Okay. So let's go over and take a look at the Twitterverse and we'll round us out. Yeah, we're just over an hour now, so let's take a look. Abigail and Civil War are battling for number one at the domestic box office. Yeah, and see there, even Film Updates is saying that Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare is not even in the conversation, which it should be. Abigail made 1 million in previews at the domestic box office. And Catherine Newton, guys, I remember how I came out of Lisa Frankenstein and going, oh, what the heck? She had some really bad dialogue in Lisa Frankenstein. But she redeems herself. This is Catherine Newton here. So, yeah, you can kind of guess what's going to happen. She redeems herself. She's a good actress. She totally is. And the camera likes her as well. My criticism of her is that she's got some really bad fake tattoos on. They look like press-ons or whatever they're. Paul Mescal, History of Sound. Rachel Ziegler, Kit Connor. Take Taylor Swift lyric, William Shakespeare quiz. BAFTA Awards. Problemista. Murder mystery series, The Perfect Couple, to debut on Netflix later this year. Okay. Nicole Kidman, Dakota Fanning, Liev Schreiber. And where the heck has been Liev Schreiber? Wait a minute, who the heck is that guy? Is that that's not Liev Schreiber? Liev Schreiber's always a good actor. Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Mendez story, will debut on Netflix. Is that in the same vein of Dahmer? The true life crime stuff? Javier Bardem is in it. Cool. Emily in Paris, season 4. Just looking to see if anything jumps out at me here, guys. The final season of Cobra Kai will be on Netflix this year. Yeah, we know that. Night Agent. Squid Game season 2. Yeah, we know that. Melissa Barrera for Abigail premiere. Emma Stone is credited on Taylor Swift's new album, The Tortured Poets Department, for her contribution on the song Florida. I haven't looked at the track list yet, guys, so uh, we'll deal with that later on today. Fallout has been renewed for season 2. Okay, so there we go. That brings us full circle, right? Really nothing else has broken. So that's the way that movie news has been today on April 19th, 2024. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think about some of these stories in the comments below, and we will talk about it later on in this afternoon, or like probably around 1 p.m. ish. We will be going in and wrapping up Reacher Season 2. Looking forward to it. Thumbs up. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Go see Abigail. It's a lot of fun. See you next time, right here on Mirror Domains.